Get ready for the dictation. Start. Mr. Speaker, I rise to reply to the debate on the motion of thanks to the President for his address to both Houses of Parliament. The debate has by and large been very constructive and interesting. I would like to thank all the honorable members who participated in it for making it so constructive. I would like to specially thank the members of the opposition who had so little to speak by way of serious criticism. Sir, one of the points raised was that of our entering into some accords and trying to settle differences by talking across the table. Although I have clarified certain aspects in great detail outside the House, I think it is necessary that I should put the records straight in the House. We have heard criticisms about the Punjab Accord, the settlement in Assam, the agreement in Mizoram. All these accords are major steps forward in bringing the democratic process to the fore and solving our problems. But for these accords, many of us now sitting here and discussing matters would not have been present here. So, let not these accords be decried. One important point is the question of socialism. I have been repeatedly referring to it for the last 2 years. Socialism is not the spreading of poverty as some imagine. It is equitably distribution and uplift of the people. We can move towards socialism only if we have greater productivity, if there is more wealth to distribute. We have shown in the past 2 or 3 years that the Indian economy is resilient and is capable of generating just this sort of development. We have continued the strategy that was evolved by Panditji. We proceed along the road that Indraji had laid for us. By improving productivity in public sector, by improving efficiency of its functioning, we have brought about a change in our economy. But there is also tremendous changes ahead. It will not be an easy task. The biggest challenge will be to bring about new ethos. I raised this point earlier also, and we intend to go into this aspect in greater depth. I have no illusions of quick answers or ready-made remedies. It is going to be a long-drawn exercise. It will require a total change in the way of government and the organization of the government function, not only of the center but right down at the state levels and right down at the district levels. The lower you go, the closer you will get at the grassroots. Also, we will require unstrained cooperation from every section of the House if we are to be really successful. Nobody could imagine that it is a task that can be left only to the government. It will call for the involvement of the entire people at all levels. I have no illusion of doing it fast. We should ensure that every step is in the right direction of reducing the cost of our programs. When I go to the rural areas, to the remote villages in the country, I hear numerous complaints about how the program that we start from the center changes its character, content and effect of that time it gets down to the roots. Those complaints may perhaps be wholly or partially true, but there is no use of making noises here to correct it. We must go into it in depth and find out what the backlogs are, what's the problem are, and take salutary step to remove it. In the agriculture sector, the growth has been as what we would like to be. We have invested colossal sums of money on irrigation, power, fertilizers, pesticides, and various other inputs for our agricultural operations. We have allowed higher prices for the farmers' protection. Yet, production is not increasing as it should, and this needs serious attention. We approach anti poverty programs in a wider perspective. Perhaps the most important part of such programs is the educational program. There could, however, be no removal of poverty without education. In my view, it is the crux of all our developmental activities. It is becoming more and more important as technology develops in the world. It is not a problem limited to India. I have been talking about this to other heads of states throughout the world. It is common to all countries. The dimensions may differ, the details may vary, but the basic problem is the same. Nowadays, technology develops at a very fast rate. In other words, if our younger generation did not get educated equitably, then they will lag behind. India's foreign policy has become targeted on the public sector psychology. We are following the non-alignment policy. If alignment becomes strong and if blocks become strong between developing countries and these countries which recently won their independence will lose that very freedom every day. We find that enough we have thrown off the colonial oak and are independent. The world economy is not that independent. I commend the motion of the acceptance of the House.